We're going to begin this hour with the terrifying attack on a synagogue in suburban Detroit. Police say that a man drove a vehicle through Temple, Israel. It's in West Bloomfield, Michigan, starting a fire on Thursday. They say that security guards shot and killed the suspect before he could hurt anyone seriously. One guard was injured in this incident. Sources say the driver had a rifle and explosives in the vehicle. A friend of the suspect tells CBS News he was distraught after 4 close family members were killed in Lebanon by an airstrike last week. Synagogues worldwide have seen a recent increase in violence. Rabbi Josh Bennett of Temple, Israel, joins us now, along with Cassi, Cohen, who was a staff member who was inside at the time of this incident. Good morning to you both. Cassi, I want to start with you because I would imagine you're still processing all of this. Set the scene for us. What did you see? What did you hear?
Hi, Gayle. Thanks so much for having us. I was standing fairly close to the hallway where the car breached the building with about 5 other staff members, and we heard a loud crash and a bang, and we immediately knew that something was wrong. We grabbed each other. We ran into my office, which was actually very close to where we were standing, locked down, hid under my desk, and stayed there until it was all clear.
Yeah, did you ever see the person who was driving the vehicle, and what did you think was happening? I know you just said you knew it wasn't good. What did you think it was?
So we were pretty sure it was a car. From where we were very close to where it happened, and we heard a very loud crash, and we could see debris flying through, so we figured it was a car that had driven through the building. You know, thankfully, we've actually had active shooter training and response training, and so we were able to immediately kick in and know what to do, and so that's when we went into my office.
Rabbi Bennett, Cassi, Nate Burleson here. Rabbi Bennett, I want to ask you, what are you hearing from the people that were inside the synagogue? And I also know that the synagogue is a daycare that has about 140 children in it. What are you hearing from the children? How are the families doing?
One of the beautiful things that happened yesterday was not only did our staff react exactly as they had been trained, but our children, because of that, were given an opportunity to really not know what was going on. They were taken out of the building immediately. They were brought to safety across the street. We have an incredible partnership with the Chaldean community here who opened their facility for us as a reunification site. So our kids had the opportunity to be taken care of by their teachers. And because of the training that we've all gone through, it happened naturally and calmly, and it was really miraculous that everybody was safe.
Boy, Rabbi, it's Adriana Diaz. You know, you always hope the training kicks in. It's such good news to know that it did. I want to talk about your security because you recently ramped it up at the synagogue. What led you to decide to do that?
I'm having a hard time hearing.
I can't hear.
Rabbi, it's Adriana. Can you hear me now?
Now I can.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I was asking you about security. You recently ramped up security at the synagogue. What led you to decide to increase security?
So we have been a secure institution for many, many years. As a part of the Jewish community, we are ready for these kinds of threats. We have a full security team who is tasked with keeping us safe, but also training us to know what to do in the event of one of these events. So we knew that something like this might happen. Of course, we hope and pray that it never does come to pass. But when it does, they prepared us with active shooter trainings, with a sense of security of knowing what we are supposed to do in the moment. And everybody in our building did exactly what they were supposed to do. And because of that, we're sitting here today with what could have been a far worse tragedy, something that really, the silver lining is that nobody was hurt.
Yeah, that is such great news. Cassi, how did you know that this was a dangerous situation? We have a story earlier on the news about an elderly driver who just lost control of the car and ended up where he shouldn't have been. How did you all know that this was a dangerous situation and not just a car who was gone out of control?
I can't hear the question.
We can't hear.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're having trouble with their audio.
Okay.
What you're going to tell your audio.
Yeah. You all are having, go ahead.
So I guess one of the things that we are now dealing with is how we respond to this tragedy. We today are going to be having Shabbat services. We're going to go on because our Jewish community is strong. And we know that these moments can happen to us, but we will always be prepared. So our next steps are to take care of the mental health of our teachers, of our staff. And when we get through this, we're going to go back to business as usual, because that is our obligation as a strong Jewish community.
All right. Can you hear us any better now, or no, not really? No, not
We can.
really.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. My question before, though, because I heard you, Cassi, I want to know what the temple means to you before you leave us. But I was curious how you all knew this was a dangerous situation. We had a story earlier about an elderly driver that lost control and ended up where they should not. How did you know that this was a dangerous situation that you were experiencing?
I think it was honestly just a gut instinct. I think that the intensity of the crash, hearing a bang right after it, just based on what Rabbi Josh said, we've trained for this, and so we all knew that we should not be near that or in the area, and the best thing for us to do was to lock down in a secure area. Thankfully, my office was right there, and about 5 of us were able to go in there and shelter and be in a safe place.
And Rabbi, what do you want to say to the Jewish community and really all of us during this time?
Well, I think I have one clear message for everybody. The Jewish community deals with these kinds of moments all the time, but we are prepared. And I think that the most important takeaway for me is that if a community pays attention to the training, to a security detail, to making sure that the people are safe and everybody acts accordingly, we can keep our communities safe. And that's the most important thing as we move forward.
Yeah, I'm just glad you're all okay. Cassi, thank you so much.